Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I am going to get started with my second episode, episode 2 of Blunt Logic. And today is going to be called Get Real with Your Bad Self. So why am I talking about this? Number of different reasons. Honesty, transparency, not just with me, with patience, but something that's really important is making sure you take responsibility for your own personal actions. So I'm going to be going through some things today. So as long as this little light thing doesn't blind me, I'm going to go through a good bit. So, where is this going to go? To be honest, I have no freaking clue. I threw down so much random stuff in here, so I hope you guys can follow along with me. But, bottom line, we're going to be blunt today. If your health sucks, your life sucks, relationships suck, own up to it. It's your fault, ultimately. Your decisions dictated exactly where you are in your life in this given moment. So if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you keep ending up in the same circumstances over and over again, how can you expect your life to change if you don't change your actions? So you can't just say, well, I'm going to go by luck. If you go by luck, then good luck. If you go by prayer, there's going to be something to that. We're going to be diving into that a little bit more, okay? So prayers are answered prayers are answered more often than they are not. But when they're answered, let me ask you a question. Are you more attentive to your prayers being answered or them not being answered? Because when we're in that state and we drive ourselves, if we don't pray every day, people will sit down and they'll be like, you know what, things are going tough for me right now, so I'm going to sit down and I'm going to pray for the first time and the longest time. You don't really have that good communication with God, so you're going to be wondering, is this even going to work? You're going to have that little bit of sense of doubt with everything that you're saying. So when you are praying, are you so depressed in your given state, in that given moment, that you can't see your prayers being answered right in front of your face? That's a real question for you guys. Because so often we're sitting and praying and praying and praying, and everything that we're asking for keeps getting brought to us over and over and over again. And there's an analogy for that too. I'm going to pull up my web browser if I can see this here. I'll be honest with you, this light is blinding me in the face, so that's good. We got that going for us. So this is the story about the man who said, don't worry about it, God's going to save me. So let's go through this. A terrible storm came into a town, and local officials sent out emergency warnings, and the riverbanks basically sent out an emergency warning that the riverbanks would soon overflow and flood the nearby homes. They ordered everyone in the town to evacuate immediately. I'm doing the best I can reading this. I have white spots in front of my eyes from this darn light. So a faithful Christian man heard the warning and decided to stay, saying to himself, I will trust in God, and if I'm in danger, God will send a divine miracle to save me. So let's stop there for a minute. We always think, and we hear things in the Bible, we think everything that's going to happen is going to be this miraculous miracle, that trumpets are going to sound, lights are going to shine, you're going to have that oh moment. It's not always the case, okay? So don't look for the divine miracle to save you. So now anyways, going back to the story, the neighbors came by to his house and said to him, we're leaving and there is room for you in our car, so please come with us. But the man decided and declined, I have faith that God will save me, so no thanks. As the man stood on his porch watching the water rise up the steps, a man in a canoe paddled by and called to him, hurry and come into our canoe. The waters are rising quickly. But the man again said, no thanks, God will save me. The flood waters rose higher, pouring water into his living room, and the man had to retreat to the second floor. A police motorboat came by and saw him at the window. We will come up and rescue you, they shouted. I gotta get good at this. I got a kid on the way. I gotta learn how to read properly, right? But the man refused, waving them off, saying, use your time to save someone else. I have faith that God will save me. So the flood waters rose higher and higher, and the man had to climb up to his rooftop. Next, a helicopter spotted him, dropped down a rope ladder, sent down a rescue officer down a ladder, and pleaded to the man, grab my hand, I will pull you up. But the man still refused, folding his arms tightly to his body, saying, no thank you, God will save me. Shortly after, I'm sure you can figure out where the story's going to go, shortly after, the house broke up, and the floodwaters swept the man away, and he drowned. When he went up to heaven, the man stood before God and asked, I put all of my faith in you, why didn't you come and save me? And God said, son, I sent you a warning. I sent you a car, I sent you a canoe, I sent you a motorboat, I sent you a helicopter. What more were you looking for? So think about that. Again, it's not these divine miracles. And this guy sitting on the roof, I always use this story for people because so many people pray and pray and pray, and they say prayer doesn't work. And it's not that prayer doesn't work. Prayer without action doesn't work. When you pray, consider it done, move forward from the situation because God already knows your path. But that's a topic for a whole different day. Otherwise, I'm just going to be talking for hours and hours and hours with you guys. So, open your eyes if you want to succeed in life. Stop being depressed in your given state and blaming other people. So here's where I come into but I failed, blah, 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 okay? I failed in blah, blah, blah. My health failed me because. I did this because. I failed because. Each time you fail, there's so many different memes that are out there, but every time you fail, it's another step closer to you succeeding. Because if you fail and you learn from the situation, you know that no longer works anymore, you're properly educated, and you can apply that knowledge to be able to reach that end location, okay? Now, the other thing, too, is if you fail over the same obstacle over and over and over and over and over again, that's your fault. Reevaluate your life. If you keep getting cancer over and over and over again, reevaluate your life. Reevaluate your decisions. All right? If you're diabetic, you're eating crap, reevaluate your decisions. Okay? You're not going to get well doing the same things that got you to that position in the first place. And the last thing I want to tell you is to be coachable. Be coachable, because if you're not doing something right, delegate it to somebody who knows how to do something right. So for me, for example, I have mentors in my life. Dr. Patrick is one of my mentors. Dr. Greg is one of my mentors. Dr. Jason is one of my mentors. Dr. Jeremy is one of my mentors. I have mentors everywhere across the country that hold me accountable in areas that I may be weaker in, but I can rely on them to bring me up and move me closer to where I want to go. Find people in your life that are going to help you succeed and not bring you down and say, you know what, it is because you were born this way. It is because you just have bad luck. Get away from people like that, because if you go and you gravitate towards people like that, you will never be successful, you'll never be happy, and I can guarantee you, you will never be healthy, because those negative thoughts will eat you alive. Tangents, okay. So health, for example, if you have cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, overweight, you name it, you have to own up to it because you did this to yourself, all right? Whether it's you didn't work out at all in your entire life, you got vaccinated as soon as you got born, you poisoned yourself because you didn't know what your food allergies were, you got imbalanced hormones because you either used steroids or you were on birth control for your entire life, then you end up being 60 years old and you're like, how the hell did my health fail me? What the hell happened? And you automatically expect a quick fix like that to rewind all the damage that you did your entire life. Stop being stupid, own up to it, okay? As Dr. Patrick would say, stop being a freaking Democrat. Take responsibility for it and stop looking for a handout for somebody to change your life for you without you having to do a damn thing. Stop it, okay? So, this is the thing here. Now, there are many things that we cannot control. I'll be the first one to tell you that. If you go outside in Pittsburgh, the air is not the cleanest, okay? Luckily, it's cleaner than where it was in the past. Our water in Oakmont has 6 different cancer-causing carcinogens in it. Got that going for us. There are certain things that we cannot control in our environment, but what we can control is the way that we think and the way that we take action. Whether it's getting an air purifier for the house, whether it's getting a purifier for your water, whether it's filtering things, whether it's eating properly, you can control all of these things. So if you're stuck in a rut, change the way you think. All right, moving on to my next PowerPoint here. So my example, all right? So if I slip up and I get sassy on my food allergies and I hurt the next morning, which it does happen every once in a while, I accidentally do slip up. I eat something I may not have, should have done. I have a history of digestive issues, so if I do something that knocks me off my own bandwagon, I feel it very, very, very quickly. Very quickly. Prime example, going down to the pub at 333 down the street, getting chicken wings, even though I know I'm not supposed to have pepper, and I had a dry salt rub on there, and I ignored the fact that there may or may not have been pepper on it, and I threw up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Whose fault was that? Was it the person who baked the wings, or grilled the wings, or however the heck they make those delicious things over there? No, it's not their fault. It's my fault. I ate them. They're delicious. But guess what? Kava burp. Own up to your decision making, okay? Because you're the one who can control them. I can't go up to the baker and say, you know what, this is your fault. I threw up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I want you to feel bad because I feel bad. I want to bring you down with me. Own up to it. Be a freaking adult, okay? So I can't blame anybody but myself, all right? So I've got so many different dots on my eyes. I got 2. I've got a target on my computer screen right now. I got that going for me. So we can all think of things that distract us from progress, but the difference between someone succeeding and someone succeeding and someone failing, whether it's in health or life, is owning up and taking your own personal responsibility. That's key. All right? So let's go on. So lately, where have I been failing? My wife will tell you, she'll rat me out because she keeps me honest and I love her for it. I've been super angry lately, okay? For what reason? My own. All right? There's many things that can get us in a rut, okay? But my head game has been rough because I've been a little bit more angry than normal. So it's easy for me to blame my circumstances, and I did that for about a week because I told Megan I apologized for her because she's dealing with being pregnant right now, and here I am being super angry and upset. But the bottom line is I'm getting angry over stupid things that I can't control. And if you can't control something, don't freaking stress about it because it's only going to stress you out even more because you can't change the freaking circumstance. Stop it. So we wake up first thing in the morning and we just started renting a house. I won't tell you where it's at. I don't want to get any hate mail. We started renting a house and we have a wall in front of our house and we have our driveway and we have another person right across the street from us and they have a gigantic driveway. And I stress gigantic driveway, okay? They park, I think they have 5 cars maybe, and at least 3 to 4 of the cars are barricading our house, okay? I don't want to get stressed out about it, but they're on either side of our fence, and now they started parking right on the back side of the driveway. So yeah, car, driveway, their other car. So I have to do an obstacle course to get out of my own freaking driveway to start my morning. So what happens? I start off in the morning being super negative, super angry, and cussing up a storm. For what reason? Because of something I can't control, which is stupid, okay? Life goes on. It's not going to end my life. Is it disrespectful? Maybe. But again, I'm not going to go across the street, yell at my neighbor, and call him a piece of crap because they park their cars like children. I'll just say that, okay? And half of them actually are children that are parking the cars, so I'm not yelling at a kid. So you got that. Then you have crummy weather. All right, Pittsburgh weather has been so bipolar the past, I don't even know, year, I guess. So I was blaming things on the bad weather. I was getting angry because I would wave to people because I'm trying to be nice to people. I would wave and I would not see them wave back to me, and I would automatically get angry. And Megan would be sitting next to me and say, "That person did wave, or they smiled at you. Why are you getting mad?" I'm like, "Well, I didn't see it, so I'm mad." Stupid stuff, okay? But all that did was make me more and more and more negative, which drew more negativity to myself. So I'd start my morning negative, and I'd have a lot of negative things that would happen throughout the day. No reason for it, none at all. But if you start your day in a bad spot and you start your day negative, you've got nowhere to go except to be negative unless you change it. So think of your life and think of your day like a record, okay? So one full revolution of a record is going to be 24 hours. So if you have that record spinning around and you wake up in the morning and you start your day and you are the needle and you drop the needle to play the track, wherever it is. I like Led Zeppelin on vinyl because I think it sounds fantastic. You drop that needle down and all of a sudden you have your first hiccup first thing in the morning, okay? Record skips. Okay, I don't know. I know Doris is on there, so Doris knows what records are. I know Dr. Gunny knows what records are, but there are things that are called records that are big discs, more or less, that you put on a big record player and it has a needle, and you drop the needle down, and the record spins and it plays music. How it works, I have no clue. It's freaking amazing, but they're records. But they skip. And if anybody's ever heard a record skip, it continues to skip unless you physically go over, remove the obstacle, and go over that and start past that track, right? So if you're stuck in that same rut first thing in the morning, if you don't take that physical action to remove that negative thing that you did, you will be stuck in that same position and you will be carrying that stress with you your entire day. Now that's whether that's me backing out of the driveway, being upset about how my driveway is, whether that's me driving because there's crummy weather, whether that's because I ate something I shouldn't have eaten first thing in the morning, whether it's because I'm mad at myself because I didn't go to the gym in the morning. All of those things could be things that accumulate over time, and every single time you start your day that same way, you start at negative, you're continuing to skip over and over and over again. So remember that. Don't get stuck in a rut in your life. Don't be a skipping record, more or less. Get past your obstacles and choose a different path. If you don't choose a different path, things will continue to get worse. Misery loves company. You know what else will change? The people that love you, that are close to you, that want to be around you, will no longer want to be around you anymore because you're going to be a negative Nancy, okay? Stop being a bitch, Nance. Dial back to bitch, okay? Suck it up, change your life so that way you can be happy. And you deserve to be happy. So surround yourself by people who will bring you up. If you have a rough day, have someone you can talk to about it. I talk to my wife about it. Hopefully you have a spouse that you can talk to about it. And she does a very good job. If I have the right to be upset, she'll give me that. I'll be upset for a minute and I'll get over it. But if I carry it around for a long time, she'll call me out again on it. Or if it's something stupid that I'm getting upset about, she'll also call me out on that. Have accountability partners that will hold you accountable for your actions and your decisions. Whether it's your food allergies, whether it's taking your supplements, whether it's getting up, going to the gym, whether that's just making sure you're starting your day in a positive way, have somebody hold you accountable. Because ultimately, there are so many things in our lives that are going to be designed to pull us down on a daily basis. And if we're not working on ourselves and we're not making ourselves better every single day, more and more and more things will creep up on us and pull us down further and further. And we use a record example for now, but you could also use the digging a hole example. And every negative thought and every negative thing that you do digs you a deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper hole. And every time, every action that you take that was negative, you have to rewind all of that. And it doesn't take just one positive thing that brings you out of that hole anymore. You have to build your way back out. Don't get stuck in that groove and love your life. So I've got some comments here. If I can see past my little light here, I will read them for you. All right, so Doris is on here as usual. So, hey, Doris, Dr. Gundian, great stuff. Thank you. You got some great stuff on there, too. He's a doc. He's another wellness weight doctor out in Beaverton, Oregon. Her weather is terrible also. Yeah, Doris lives, I think she's an hour and a half or so away. She says, very annoying when the record skips. Absolutely. I still have memories of being a kid back in the day, listening to Christmas albums, and we'd have this one Christmas album that would always skip in the same location. So no matter where I was in the house, I would know when that record was going to skip, and I had to run downstairs to skip it before my dad heard it. It wasn't because I damaged it, just because we just didn't like things skipping in the house. Maybe I'm just a perfectionist. I have no idea. But either way, that is my blunt logic for today. Again, there's no rhyme or reason as to why I talked about any of this stuff today. It was just a rant that was on my mind. The next thing that I might be doing, I might be doing something on chiropractic and people saying either chiropractic doesn't work, which is a bunch of crap, or I don't know. But if you have ideas, Doris, if you have ideas of something you want me to talk about and be totally blunt with, let me know. Type it in the comment box for me. But if you like this video, I'm going to like you guys' comment. If you like the video, like it, share it, and spread this message out there and let people know that there's hope. But the biggest thing is to know that there's hope within you. Change your actions, change your mind, change your life, change your health. So thank you all for tuning in. Dr. Jock here with Structured Chiropractic, the wellness way, boom, in Pittsburgh. So thanks for tuning in. Catch y'all later.